buddy Teevens from Dartmouth. Here's, just to play the other side of the fence and how, the SEC, the Big Ten, the Big 12, the money conferences. Here's where I think we're going to have a problem, Coach, and I wish that we wouldn't, but I know that we will. If there's a coach who's hired and he really believes in what you've implemented and he wants to do the same at one of the SEC programs, we'll just use that conference as an example, and he starts out 2-9, and then he goes 4-6, that guy's fired. And, I looked at your resume. Obviously, you went to Dartmouth. You won a championship there as a player. You've got some campus cachet. You're embedded in the community, so maybe it's a little different from you or for you. But you had some lean years as well when you went back. And if you're at a school where there's more emphasis on football, you might not have been given the opportunity to stick around. So, and people might unfairly point to the absence of tackling as a lack of wins in a power conference. I think it sounds good. I love what you're doing. I don't know that it's practical for the big money schools, Coach. I don't.
Well, I think if the conference commissioners said this is what we're going to do,
yeah,
and it was across the board,
well, that's different.
Again, yeah, and that's but for a coach, and I agree with you. Having coached major college football,
yeah.
The pressure to win and at what expense? Hey, you win, you keep your job, and the safety of players and so forth. Well, this is part of the game. I think if there's power in numbers, and if the group says this is what's going to happen, if they cut it down a little bit. Gradually and then move kind of full bore, there would be a benefit, and in my opinion, there would not be a loss. And again, I keep going back to the NFL. That's as good as people get, and they're not hurting their players in practice. And game day is the most important. I think we can do it as well. We've had success here at Dartmouth, and I think the top level and people below, high school, junior high school, can follow that deal. You still have to tackle, and I don't advocate getting away from it completely, but teach it more productively and be more selective when you actually use the player-on-player tackling.